closer because I got yelled at. People not being able to hear us. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our school board meeting. At this time, I'd like to call to order, pledge, and a moment of silence.
We're so thankful today to have Lachlan and Olivia and Sophie with us to lead us in the pledge. So if those students could come forward, and maybe Mrs. Earp, if you could help them with the microphone.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you would, Terry, please.
Mr. Burkhart.
Here.
Dr. Faulkner.
Here.
Mr. Garman.
Here.
Dr. Green.
Here.
Mr. Gregg. Mr. Hoffman.
Here.
Mr. Reichard.
Here.
Mr. Umbriak.
Here.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Here. 1.3 minutes, December 4th, 2024, reorganization meeting. The board will take action to approve the meeting minutes from the December 4th, 2024 reorganization meeting as presented. A motion?
Second.
Mr. Burkhart.
Yes.
Dr. Faulkner.
Yes.
Mr. Garman.
Yes.
Dr. Green.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard. Yes. Mr. Umbriak.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. 1.4 minutes, December 4th, 2024, regular board meeting. The board will take action to approve the meeting minutes from the December 4th, 2024 regular board meeting as presented.
Second.
Dr. Faulkner.
Yes.
Mr. Garman.
Yes.
Dr. Green.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard. Mr. Umbriak.
Yes.
Mr. Burkhart.
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. Okay, that'll take us on to item 2, board administrative announcements.
I think I'll take over item 2.1.
How about it?
So January is School Director Appreciation Month. So I certainly, as superintendent, as mom, as community member, just want to thank you all for the countless time and effort you put into serving our district and our students in this community. So thank you. You'll see in front of you, I've got a note for you, but that's sure to be outshined by all the beautiful artwork and children's cards that you have in a folder. So I hope this will just bring you some joy this evening. We've got special name tags tonight as well. So if the public's seeing new name tags, they are student-created board meeting name tags today. And we also have some decorations. So be sure to just see all those Liberty Valley signatures up there as we've decorated the room as well. And we do have, in addition to our wonderful student pledge leaders, we do have 2 student government leaders with us from the junior class, Sam Need and Sophie Johns, and I believe you maybe have something to share with board members, so I'll let you do that.
On behalf of the student government, we'd just like to thank you guys for all the hard work that you've done, and we brought you a card as well as some.
I was going to say, if you'd like to take some time to pass things out, you're welcome to do that. Thank you. Well, thank you, Sam and Sophie, for being with us and getting some treats out to us.
No. Thank you.
Hey, Tyler, we didn't have to order pizza. You get some treats.
Yeah.
I told your mom
Good. 100%.
And in our next item, as you're getting your food and treats, our next item this evening is board recognition, which is item 2.2. And if you go a couple of slides ahead, Mr. Ryan, you'll see that we're recognizing 3 organizations today. You could take us past pledge leaders. And there we go. We'll be hearing tonight from the FFA, from the Planet Club, and from some of our middle school Spanish club students. So we're going to turn things over to the FFA, and they do have some slides, Mr. Ryan, so if you want to advance one slide. And I'd just like to thank Mr. Schultz, an FFA advisor, for being with us this evening, and I think it looks like turning the responsibility over to students this evening. Is that correct? Okay, well, welcome, ladies. I appreciate you being with us, and we'll turn the presentation over to you.
Happen that way. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we're the Danville FFA, and our mission is the premier leadership, personal growth, and career success.
Thank you. And Mr. Ryan in the back is advancing the slides, so you are welcome to just say slide or something, and he'll move ahead for you. No, thank you.
Our introductions, next slide. So this is our officer team. Our president is AJ Raup. Vice presidents are Ali Lesho, Alyssa Birkenstock. Our secretary is Lily Torres. Our treasurer is Michelle Stuhlfutz. Our junior treasurer is Cleo Hummel. Our reporters are Kira Reitz, right here, and Brianna Blue, which is myself. Our sentinel is Robert McWilliams, and our chaplain is Jackson Blansfield.
Our chapter at a glance. We have a total of 181 members, including graduates, 2 yearly fundraisers, 6 yearly conferences, 2 public service events, and attend various local level career and leadership development events. Over 25 active supervised agricultural experience projects.
Our premier leadership, we go to the PA Fall Freshman Leadership Conference that is located in Altoona, Northern Region Leadership Conference that is located at Mount Montgomery High School, ACES and SLOC, which are at Harrisburg at the Sheraton.
Personal growth, career development events, ag mechanics, agri-science fair, agronomy, aquatic resources, dairy evaluation, envirothon, forestry, horse evaluation, horticulture, livestock evaluation, small gas engine, soil judging, and tractor driving along with wildlife. Our leadership development events are ag sales, employment, skills, and public speaking, which consists of the creed, prepared, conservation, and extemporaneous.
Our career success, over 30 active supervised agricultural experience projects, which is also considered SAE, real-world experiences.
Out in the community, we do Farmers of Care event, which is located at the Ronald McDonald House. We do 5th grade Ag Safety Day, teaching kids about safety in agriculture. We do county fairs, which are Mont-Tortolong, Northumberland, and Bloomsburg fairs. We do our greenhouse plant sale, and we do community service projects.
Farm Show Spotlight. 18 first-year jacket scholarships were given out this year, 4 Keystone degree recipients, and garden tractor restoration.
And these pictures are highlights of some of our farm show. We have Bella Moore, who is a graduate of 2023, and she placed first in her driving, which is the trophy, and that was a memorial to one of the drivers who passed away in the last 2 years. And then my family's the biggest one that meant the most to me and my sister that we have worked many, many years on. And then the very first, which also happens to be my family, my parents received, all 3 of their kids received their Keystone, so they got honorary Keystone.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Neal, can I just ask?
Yeah, of course.
Hey, Sam, are there donuts left? I was reliably informed by someone in the audience that there is at least one child that would love one.
Oh.
So if you have some extras, I'm sure some of the kids in the audience would love.
Take the cookies
I will
and
give up my
donuts
donut
around.
and my cookie.
Well, I would like to thank Mr. Schultz and Mr. Wagner for their leadership with the FFA. It's an extremely important and strong program here in the school. Thank you, ladies, so much for being with us. And I'd just like to commend our student membership. They're true leaders here at Danville High School. So thank you all for being with us. The next organization that we're going to highlight today is our Planet Club. Mr. Mast, who's one of our social studies teachers here at the high school, is the advisor for Planet Club. And I know we have some Planet students with us today. So if our Planet representatives would like to come forward.
I didn't mean to derail everything with donuts.
No, donuts are important. And if one of you just wants to take the microphone, people do listen from home, and that helps them hear. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Hazel Gatsky, and I'm the Communications Officer at Planet.
Hi, I'm Sana Banashali, and I'm the treasurer of Planet Club. So, welcome to Planet Club. So, let's start off with what Planet Club is. Planet Club is a student organization with community projects that are focused on environmental concerns. So, we make up a large part of the student body participation. We currently have over 80 members, and over 60 students participate in the largest clubs in the school.
Here at Planet, we have many different recycling programs. First off, we have a weekly high school recycling where students and groups can collect their recyclable items in classrooms, and then we sort them out at the loading dock. We have a district-wide in-cartridge recycling program, and we organize them and keep the rest of them out of the landfills. We separate aluminum cans from all the recycling, and we can achieve that for our club. And also we have football game recycling during the fall football home games. And we have students that collect recyclables such as plastic bottles, as well as clean up the stands after a game.
Another type of recycling we do is called Adopt a Highway. So twice a year we participate in something called Adopt a Highway, where we do highway cleanups along Route 11. We do this twice a year, and we collect trash, and the student turnout is always large.
Our most recent project here at Planet is our school community garden, and we have received many contributions from school clubs, community members, and local businesses. So we'd like to thank them for that. Our garden has many plots that are open to the public where community members can come in and grow their own. And this is also part of the Danville School Community Park Project, which was a project inspired by at the middle school to help bring health and wellness towards. We are thankful to be part of this project, and we are very excited for what is to come. To spread information and facts about our club, we have our very active Instagram page that I run, and then our garden officer runs our community garden website. Sign up for the garden plots if they're interested.
And finally, with all that we have accomplished in recent years, we are not finished yet. With the garden, we still have many projects in the spring and the summer of this year, in addition to our usual happenings. We will look forward to expanding what we have done and new projects to come. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, ladies, so much for being with us this evening and for all the work that you do for the high school and for the district as a whole. And the final group that we're going to be recognizing this evening, Mrs. Megan Bond, who's a Spanish teacher at the middle school, is with us, as are some of her middle school students. And they're going to talk about a very special fundraiser that our middle school Spanish club had the chance to be a part of this year. And again, Mr. Ryan has slides if you need any.
So I'm not going to steal too much of their thunder. I want them to introduce the project. But I'm Megan Bond. For those who do not know, I'm one of the Spanish teachers at the middle school, and I have the honor and privilege of being the advisor for the middle school Spanish club, which is much bigger than these three, but other clubs and happenings that are going on tonight have prevented a couple of others from joining. And this project was super special to me because this organization was a personal affiliation before it became a professional one. And Guatemala is the reason that I became a Spanish teacher to begin with. So watching this take off has been really awesome. And I just want to give a quick thank you to Dr. McElroy and Allison Kottner, who are here with us tonight, too, for always being willing to co-sign on the crazy when I send a text that says, hey, can I do this? And they're like, yep, sure. Here you go. So here we are. Thank you.
So what did we actually do? We went around the school and students donated like jingle change to help fundraise families in need in Guatemala. There was a competition between the boys and the girls in our grade, and whoever got the most got to eat lunch outside. We collected different types of money, like jingle change and just yeah.
For the record, the girls won.
Go girls.
Can you go back? Our goal was to raise $250, about 2,000 quinzales across 2 weeks by collecting jingle change. However, we collected over like 1,500 and more, probably 2,000.
So we raised $1,500, which was close to 150 pounds of jingle change. This amounted to about 11,500 quetzales, and we weighed in the buckets to see who won. So
Also, at the end, we got to walk around the track, and we got more quarters from that.
yeah, we did a walk around.
It was really fun to watch our goal from $250 go to $1,500, and it added up really quickly. Everyone got really competitive.
My takeaway was that even a nickel can turn into a lot more, and it can mean a lot to a lot of people.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Bond. Thank you to our middle school students for joining us this evening. Thank you to all of the guests that are with us. You are welcome to stay and join us for the remainder of the board meeting, but I also want to allow you to make an exit if you have other things that you need to do at the evening before we move on to other items. Either way is fine.
Okay, so now that'll take us to 2.3 reports. Mr. Garmer, is there anything from CMAVTS?
No, meeting's next week.
Okay. Dr. Faulkner, CSIU?
Because of the holiday, the meeting's actually tonight. And because obviously this is a voting meeting, I wanted to make sure I was here for that, so nothing about for the CSIU.
Mr. Hoffman, EITC? Mr. Riker, Head Start?
Head Start takes a break over Christmas, so I have no meeting in December.
Trust, which is it? Are you?
Nope.
Okay, now take us to number 3, then the superintendent's report.
Yep, superintendent's report. With us just having committee of the whole last week, it is rather brief this evening, but you will see our enrollment report in front of you on the screen. You see DPS and Liberty Valley with numbers very tightly aligned to kind of where they have stayed throughout this school year. If you go to the next screen, you'll see where we stand in terms of middle school, high school, Montour, Votech. And then finally, our final part of the enrollment report, and again, the full report is included in your folders, but you'll see where we're at in terms of outside cyber charters, Christian schools, and the other programs, with the column all the way on the right being where we stand as of January 25. I'm now going to turn things over for our administrator board reports. So if you just want to move to the next slide, Mr. Ryan, and we'll start with Dr. Gump.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I wanted to share something with the board and the public, just a process that involves really a lot of people in our school district, including the school board, and goes all the way down to our 8th graders and our parents. So this is a process with our semester coming to an end tomorrow and the second semester starting on Friday. We really turn the page and start thinking about the 25-26 school year, program of studies, course scheduling, and all that. So you play a role in that as board members, as you know. So next board meeting in February, you'll receive the proposal for the program of studies for the following year. If everything goes through and is satisfactory to you and you are then approving it, then that will begin the process of course scheduling. So in the board report, just showed some dates here for you to consider and think through, where we have our teachers involved in talking with students, we have our counselors involved talking to students about their plan for their course of studies. And so we have everything from February through March, and through that time, again, lots of meetings with students, lots of discussions with them. Parents have opportunities to speak to not only their students, but also come to a couple of parent nights. So we have 2 parent nights planned for this year, March 3rd and March 10th. March 3rd is for our high school parents, and then March 10th is designed for our 8th grade parents to come up and learn more about the high school and the process that way. So if everything goes as planned in early May, we're hoping to have tentative schedules to students for review, and they could even make some tweaks by meeting with guidance counselors through the month of May into June, so that we can start the year going with schedules. So that's our process. I'm going to hand it over to Sam and Sophie at this time.
I'm going to interrupt for just a second. Sorry to interrupt board reports, but I just want to publicly thank Mr. Rahalik and Dr. Gump for their work when it comes to scheduling. They have laid out that timeline in their board report that you can review, but starting last year, they put a lot of time and effort into the backwards mapping of, if we want to have successful schedules in May, the students feel comfortable and parents feel comfortable, what does that look like? And have really improved what our parent meetings look like and our parent communication throughout that process. And it's a tremendous undertaking, and so just kudos for all the work that you've done on that. So thank you. Sorry, I am really thankful to have Sam and Sophie with us this evening, so I'll turn it back over to you.
I'm Sam Need. I'm the class president of the class of 26, and I'm going to talk to you about our past events as student government. So the last week of December, we did a holiday spirit week where the student government planned like holiday themed days, and there was actually a lot of student turnout in that. I think it like really helped the atmosphere in general. It was just like a really fun week, just like very positive. And then we just finished our Krispy Kreme fundraiser, which is why we had extra Krispy Kreme donuts. And that went really well. It started the first week of January, and we just handed them out to students yesterday, so that's completed.
So they are fresh. They just went out yesterday.
I don't feel so special now, Sam.
Hi, I'm Sophie, and I'm the secretary of the junior class. And upcoming events we have are a lot of dances. We started the sophomore class started snowball planning, and they created a committee, and the dance is next Saturday. And then for prom, we are going to have our first committee meeting next week. So we're going to have hopefully a good turnout for people wanting to join the prom committee. And then upcoming, we have some seniors that are starting to discuss the many events that are going to take place in the spring for them. And soon we're going to start planning for our academic pep rally for the winter. So some fun events coming.
Thank you, guys. So before we left for break, I introduced that we were going to be having our career fair and job expo at the high school, and I was not only proud but also just thankful all the students that were involved in terms of not only our ambassadors that were able to help put the event on, but also to our students who participated in the career fair. Obviously had the great opportunity to be able to meet with organizations and businesses from around our community. And I just want to publicly just thank, if you bear with me for a second, Boyd Station, Busy Little Beavers, Center for Dairy Excellence, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Danville Area Community Center, Danville Pharmacy, Geisinger Radiology Department, Geisinger School of Phlebotomy, and then other Geisinger representatives, Giant Food Store, Supermarket, and Pharmacy, Metz Culinary Management, Montour County Conservation District, Native Creations, Landscape Services, Service First, and Triple Play, and then our own Danville area guidance counselors made it a very successful event. We hope to do it again next year and give students now at this time the opportunity to be able to sign up for co-ops, but then also start to think about jobs if they are seniors and what they're going to do after high school. So just thank everyone again, and thank you for your support.
Thank you to Mr. Varhalik. That was a first-year undertaking and kind of a passion project for him, and it was a really successful event that took tons of time and planning. So thank you. I appreciate you bringing that to Danville and look forward to future events as well. And middle school.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'll start with a little bit of academic data. We've are currently wrapping up our second week of our MAP testing, which is a student assessment that's designed to measure, growth in math and reading. So we're in week 2. Last week we did our ELA testing. This week we're doing math testing. So we're, almost done with that. So far the data is looking pretty good. We'll have a more formalized report on the data in an upcoming board meeting. Along with the MAP, part of the program is Study Island, and we ran a Study Island Blue Ribbon competition in the months of November and December, approximately 5 weeks. And in the board report, you'll see that we doubled the amount in that competition, the amount of blue ribbons earned for the whole year. In that period of time, we had about 1,900, almost a little under 2,000 to start the year, and then in the duration of the competition, we had about slightly under 4,000. So again, we almost doubled our incentive or for the blue ribbons. Along with the presentation earlier from our Spanish club, philanthropy for our students. We did another fundraiser at the school right before the winter break, and that was a dodgeball tournament where we raised a little over $2,000 that we donated to the American Heart Association. So I would like to thank, of course, our students and the staff for making that happen for a very worthwhile cause. So again, middle school students, along with, of course, students across the district, are very giving and work hard when it comes to supporting community services and other organizations in our area. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Dr. Snover and Dr. Reiner, Liberty Valley.
Thank you. At Liberty Valley, we also completed our NWA MAPS testing on last Friday. Currently digging into that data. Super happy right now with the results so far in terms of achievement and growth. But going to take a little bit more time to look at that data. We just completed on Friday, so we'll be talking about that more on our next board meeting. Tonight, I'm going to take a little bit of a gamble. I want to talk about something. Liberty Valley, we're super solution focused and always trying to figure out ways to make sure that our students are being supported. And last month, we really saw an immediate need to educate our students on food allergies. We have a lot of students in our building, believe it or not, that do have a lot of different food allergies, and we were seeing that our students weren't being as mindful as we wanted them to be in terms of these allergies in the cafeteria. So because of that, we wanted to make sure that we were educating our students. You can't, 10, 11, and 12-year-olds, you can't just assume that they're going to do something if you haven't taught them to do it. So I had met with a parent from our community that is super knowledgeable in terms of food allergies, worked with our school nurse to develop some assemblies and some different things, and just kind of went through the motion and made sure that every single kid in our building had been provided with different literature. We did assemblies based on food allergies, explained to children what it looked like to use an EpiPen. We got several different like dummy EpiPens to show kids what they look like, how to use them. Our teachers were trained in vector trainings to use the EpiPens. We just spent an entire month basically making sure that our kids knew what to do in case of an emergency in the cafeteria, made sure that they were mindful, compassionate, kind based on these food allergies. So it's a little bit different, going off of, what we usually talk about in terms of academics, but just making sure that we're focusing on our students. And it's not always just about their reading and writing, their math, which is, one of the most important things, but just making sure their kids are safe. So again, just putting things out on class tag to parents, tips about talking to their kids about these things that we're doing in school, and just creating that culture, like I said, that we're just mindful of everybody. I'm really proud of that work that we've done within the last month. And like I said, next month we'll talk some more about academics, but I just kind of wanted to touch base on all the allergies.
You. So I will share with you that the second graders came down to help me put the nameplates out, and Mr. Hoffman, a second grader, sat in your seat today and approved $5,000 worth of technology. So they had a good time when they came down to decorate. Secondly, one thing that I'd like to talk about that's happening at the primary school, 2 of our building goals are focused on PBIS and behaviors in our school, which are really important at the elementary level, that we're teaching kids appropriate behaviors and expectations. One of the areas that we realized we really needed to work on behaviors was in our cafeteria, which is an unstructured time. It could be like the Wild West in there. So we really devoted a lot of time at the beginning of the year modeling and practicing with the kids what it looks like to go through a lunch line, proper etiquette to sit at a table, all of those things. But there was still more work to be done through conversations with staff. So one of the ideas was to come up with a Golden Spatula program, which, as it was explained to the kids, truly it's classes working as a team, which is called a group contingency. So that's, in the behavior world, a group contingency. So the kids have to work together as a team. It kind of puts ownership on them as a class to really be on their best behavior in the cafeteria. So they're reminding each other to clean up. And remember, it's a restaurant quality voice in here. It's really neat to see the kids reminding one another of that as well. So there's some ownership of their actions in the caf. But the kids can earn tokens per class. And after they earn tokens, they keep banking, and after 10 increments, they have incentives built in. So it's constant buy-in, constant mysteries to look forward to continue to be our best in the CAF. But the big part of this is on a Friday, whoever's the leading class with tokens earns the Golden Spatula, and it's just an experience in itself that I feel like you just have to witness, because it's like they got the Lombardi trophy. And like kids are walking down the hallway with it in the air, and people are congratulating them and high-fiving them, but as I look at data with incidents and referrals, we're dropping. So it means that the program's working, but it takes all of us as a team to continue to have those improvements in the cafeteria. And like everyone else said, at DPS, we also just got into our data testing window. And one thing that I feel like is worth mentioning is our fluency data, which I know I included a chart on your board reports. And as we look at that data, I think that that's something to just really celebrate. Looking at where our kindergartners are falling and the growth that they made in such a short amount of time, and the percentiles of average growth that we're seeing is truly, truly, truly incredible. So we'd just like to thank our teachers so far for all of their hard work, and all of our students, the families that are working with their kids at home as well. There's more conversation to be had about the data that's coming in, but so far what we're seeing is awesome.
So I just wanted to say thank you for all of your support to Head Start Pre-K. And the other thing is, in the board report, I gave you an update of our program goals. Our grant is a 5-year project period, so it started 9/1 of 24 and goes to 8/31 of 2029. So just a little bit of a summary. Our goals are on the MTSS procedures, And there's a literacy goal, a math goal, attendance, and enrollment. So we really have been working hard to implement the MTSS process this school year and have had some huge success in doing different strategies with the children in the classrooms who need extra supports. Our literacy goal, we implemented Haggerty last year and then this year, and we have seen a 24% growth of children meeting expectations in just 1 year of implementing Haggerty. So we were very proud of that and excited to see what the spring data this year shows. And our attendance, our goal is 85% per month. We have made that from August to December. If we continue, we have the food voucher incentive for all the families, and also classroom also gets a reward if they are over 85%. Our attendance goal, we have met that since August. We have been at full enrollment, and we will be able to get off the under enrollment plan if we continue with success in that coming up in March. So we are very excited to get off of that plan, and then just that we are full enrollment and providing an excellent high quality preschool program to children in our area. So just wanted to kind of highlight some things that we have been doing. There is more things in here. Just thank you again for all that you do.
And I'd like to thank Mrs. Marshall. She mentioned 2 things that they're thinking about academically there that are very connected to the work that we're doing in the district. So we meet regularly about that. She mentioned the Haggerty program. That's a phonemic awareness program, and when we're thinking about phonemic awareness, we're thinking about playing with sounds and manipulating before letters are on paper. And so we're doing that in our kindergarten and first grade program, and there's a preschool version of that. So she's adapted the preschool version of that, so students coming in will be very familiar. And then she's taking the work that we've done in MTSS and creating a model for Head Start and pre-K that really mirrors the work that we're doing, which helps because so many of the kids then come to us for kindergarten. So I'm super appreciative of her membership in the team and willingness to work alongside of us. And Mrs. Delgado, the world of special ed and intervention.
Yes, so the students who are currently receiving services are wrapping up marking period 2, which means all caseload managers are wrapping up progress monitoring data to share out with families of the students. Also, I want to just kind of highlight some of the activities that our teachers are presenting and the opportunities to our students. The primary life skills and autistic support classrooms took a swim down at the deck this past Friday. So if you ever get a chance, each of the buildings get to go down and swim one Friday a month. So if you ever get a chance just to go see pure joy in the water, please stop by. Our high school and middle school life skills classes did a mock movie day where they experienced budgeting money for snacks and other items, as well as time, as far as, you know, when the movie started and the elapsed time on when it ended and how long the movie was going to take, just on top of also just getting to socialize between each other because they do spend so many years together. Learning support teachers have been working diligently with the students and other staff within the building just to ensure that the students are receiving the correct services and supports throughout the day. Emotional support, another great area if you ever get to stop in, just to see huge improvement of behavior and social interaction, and we cannot thank our emotional support teachers enough. Speech and language are working really hard with every student just to make sure that they're participating, working on language development and articulation so that everybody is clearly understood. So again, we're just really appreciative of all the hard work that our team is doing to support the students in the building. So thank you.
Thank you very much. And then finally to Mr. Ryan.
All right, 2 things real quick. First, I just wanted to go over something that we do quite often, but people probably don't realize because it happens in the background. Over, you know, the end of I talked about our data collection and some of the things that we do, you know, in the month of December and outside of break. We looked at the analytics for the first few months of school, and we determined some problem areas within our network. Most people probably didn't recognize there was problems, but we do. And we went out and did some rewiring and some retesting and fixed some problems that we had, and seeing some performance jumps. Like I said, it's something that you don't see, but when it comes to, you know, hundreds of online testing sessions and, you know, just school in general, you know, throughout the day, it's all because we do those sorts of things. So that's just a small example of our proactive approach. And hats off to the guys and the effort they put in to make those kind of things happen, and mostly for dealing with my type A tendencies. They're truly the best tech group around. Another one, I want to jump up on my soapbox for a second, and the administrators will probably recognize this when I start talking about it. There was some mention of paper to digital conversion in the last meeting, and we talked about retention policies. I'm real passionate about digital conversion and moving us forward. You know, it had been moving, and I think, you know, since Molly came around, we're cranking it up, and it's been a little bit more aggressive. We must continue to have a digital transformation. You know, it's accelerating thanks to Molly's leadership and the strong administrative support. Without that support, I assure you, it would stall immediately, because I've had it in the past where there was not that kind of support, and those things fail. So I thank them for their help in that. It does present its own challenges, from, you know, conversion and security to disaster recovery and cost considerations. However, the benefits are undeniable. The reduced physical footprint and time saved through easy access are crucial, especially for a space-constrained district, and as we look to move forward and find more areas to put classrooms with our reduced footprint. You know, it doesn't make sense to have entire rooms full of file cabinets that we spend hours digging through to find things. So it's crucial as we move forward. We've made some significant strides, but much work remains. The long-awaited addition of the retention policies is a good start and a welcome step forward. And I thank the board and the administration for their teachers, and the teachers for their support as we move forward. And I want to just kind of remind everyone, because it is a little painful at times, that, you know, doing the right thing isn't always the easiest path. And that's it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ryan. I appreciate it. And Mr. President, that takes us to public comment.
Okay, so it'll take us to 4.1. Public comment, max of 3 minutes for agenda items only. Okay, looks like we have none, so we will move on. Once, going twice. We have no presentations and outside guests, so number 6, which is school property and supplies. 6.1, school property and supplies consent items. The board will take action to approve school property and supply items 6.2 and 6.3. Board members have the option to remove any item or items for the school and property consent items for discussion and or to be voted on individually. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
Mr. Garman,
Yes.
Dr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard,
Yes.
Mr. Umbriak,
Yes.
Mr. Brookhart,
Yes.
Dr. Faulkner,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. 6.2, Siemens contract cancellation.
Those are the ones we just voted on.
Oh,
6.2
they're-
and
okay,
6.3
sorry.
are done.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're on to 7.
Okay, on to 7. 7.1, athletics activities consent items. The board will take action to approve athletics activities 7.2, 7.3, 7.4. Board members have the option to remove any items or items for the athletic activities consent items for discussion and or be voted on individually. Get a motion?
Second.
Dr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard,
Yes.
Mr. Umbriak,
Yes.
Mr. Brookhart, Dr. Faulkner,
Yes.
Mr. Garmin,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. Move on to 8, Academic Affairs, 8.1, 2025-2026 School Calendar First Reading. The board will take action to approve the first reading of the 2025-2026 Danville Area School District Calendar as presented.
I motion.
Second.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard,
Yes.
Mr. Umbriak,
Yes.
Mr. Brookhart, Dr. Faulkner,
Yes.
Mr. Garmin,
Yes.
Dr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. We have nothing in 9, School and Community Relations. I'll move us to item 10, which is Finance. Fund Finance Reports, which there's nothing to vote on there. 3, we'll go down to Bills for Payment, 10.4. Bills for Payment, November 26th, 2024 through January 9th, 2025. The board will take action to approve the bills for payment from November 26th, 2024 through January 9th, 2025 as presented.
Motion. Second.
Mr. Reichard,
Abstain.
Mr. Umbriak,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.,
Abstain.
Mr. Brookhart, Dr. Faulkner,
Yes.
Mr. Garmin,
Yes.
Dr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
10.5, Finance Consent Items. The board will take action to approve finance consent items 10.6 through 10.10. Board members have the option to remove any item or items for the finance consent items for discussion and/or to be voted on individually.
I just want to take a moment and acknowledge 10.9, which is the tax collector resolution. At least I'll express for myself that I appreciate you guys opening a dialogue with us and giving us a chance to respond to your concerns instead of just being angry about it. And I have to say, I honestly also hope that this incentivizes the group to collect, so the school isn't responsible for collecting any part of it.
I should mention, in your folders, Jennifer performed a review of that resolution. The tax collectors called me this morning and noted that the law had changed. The number of hours of training they're required was reduced from 6 to 2 per the term. So Jennifer reviewed that. That motion is pending solicitor review. So the updated resolution is in your. That was the only change to it.
Did we get, okay. Can we have a motion?
I'll motion.
Okay.
Second.
Mr. Umbriak,
Yes.
Mr. Brookhart,
Yes.
Dr. Faulkner,
Yes.
Mr. Garmin,
Yes.
Dr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes. 10 point, oh no, we did it. We're at 11, yep, okay. Didn't check that one. 11.1, personnel consent items. The board will take action to approve personnel consent items 11.2 through 11.15. Take a moment. If there's any you would like to have removed and voted on individually, please mention it now. There's nothing anybody wants pulled out. Can I get a motion?
Motion. Second.
Mr. Brookhart,
Yes.
Dr. Faulkner,
Yes.
Mr. Garmin,
Yes.
Dr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Reichard,
Yes.
Mr. Umbriak, Mr. Reichard Jr.
Yes.
I'd like to, I believe, Kate, is it Caitlin, is that right, is with us, who's going to be a new teacher for us in our Head Start program. So welcome,
welcome.
and congratulations.
On to 12. 12.1, policy and insurance consent items. Board will take action to approve policy and insurance items 12.1 through 12.3.
I apologize, this is actually 12.1, so Jennifer, we need it to say 12.2 through 12.4. Is that okay? Yeah, okay. Okay.
So, the board will take action to approve policy and insurance items 12.1 through 12.4.
Motion. Second.
Dr. Faulkner,
Yes.
Mr. Garmin,
Yes.
Dr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Reichert,
Yes.
Mr. Umbriak,
Yes.
Mr. Brookhart,
Yes.
Mr. Reichert Jr.
Yes. Take us to 13, transportation, 13.1, 24-25 bus driver list. The board will take action upon the recommendation of the superintendent to approve the bus driver list for the 2024-2025 school year as presented, pending the receipt of all required clearances and documentation.
Second. Motion. Second.
Mr. Garmin,
Yes.
Dr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Reichert,
Abstain.
Mr. Umbriak,
Yes.
Mr. Brookhart, Dr. Faulkner,
Yes.
Mr. Reichert Jr.
Abstain. That will take us to item 14, board concerns and items for next meeting agenda.
One thing I would like to bring up quickly, we had departure of an assistant superintendent. At what point will we start to consider replacement, changing of the position, anything else associated with that? Is that something we're going to do in public, or are we going to do it in exec session, and how quickly will we get to that?
Discussed that last time in executive session, so we've advertised working on an organizational chart and motion for February's meeting.
Add that out, because I think as long as we're talking about people, we need to change we're making. Thank you.
I just wanted to acknowledge, Dr. Reinhardt, whatever you're doing at Liberty Valley, my daughter came home very excited about maths testing. So I don't know how you managed to make that happen, but
Testing rocks.
she was not only thrilled about the testing, she was thrilled about her score. So whatever you've done there, and that's my least academic child. So.
Okay, so that'll take us to 15, public comment, max of 3 minutes. I think that leaves Anna and Drew out there if you guys are good.
Mike, you hung with us the whole night. Thank you.
Okay, so before we adjourn, I just need to announce that we are going to, once we leave, we're going to go to an executive session. We did hold one prior, and that was relative to litigation, and we will be holding one afterwards regarding personnel. So if there is nothing else, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Everybody have a great night. Thanks for coming.